Hi everybody, welcome to the second of our videos for Algebra 1. This is going to be the first one. You're watching this outside of class. The last one we watched inside of class, this one's outside. And you need to do some of the work that's on this page ahead of time to be prepared for class. Alright? So we're working on A-2. I had originally put this as unit, meaning Unit 1 or Chapter 1, and it's Unit A. For Algebra 1 we go by letters on this, so you'll start to see things like A2, A3, or B1, B2. Okay? So we're dealing with order of operations. Last time we worked a lot on integers and doing positive and negative numbers. You may see that as part of order of operations too. This should be a review. I know a lot of you did this in pre-algebra and algebra 1 as well. This whole Unit A and part of Unit B is really a lot of review to make sure we're kind of good on a lot of the topics. So, order of operations, people remember the concept of PEMDAS, which sort of works in this situation. Parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, add, or subtract. So what you can do right now first is on your notes sheet of the guided notes that I have, you can fill in the blanks of the order of operations. I've got them listed horizontally. Here they're vertically written. So if you need to pause the video at any point to write it in, please do that. Please know that it's not always PEMDAS. It's parentheses first, exponents, then multiply or divide. Divide could come before multiply and you would do divide first. Same with add or subtract. Subtract could come first ahead of add. So that's why I label them like this. So that's the first part of our notes. We will be doing problems shortly to give some examples of this. So what does it mean to evaluate? We're going to be doing some evaluation. It's kind of, the root word is value. The root word of evaluate is value. So to evaluate means to find the value of something. Sometimes we call it simplify. There's some differences that you'll see later on, but these are two direction words, evaluate and simplify. And what's simplify? It means to reduce the expression to its simplest value. Okay? So we boil it down. You'll hear me use that phrase a lot in class. Boil the expression down. So you're going to get a whole string of numbers. We're going to do the math. And for today, it's just going to come out to be 7 or 12. So that'll be the simplest answer from all the math. In a sense, it's do the math. Alright, so now what we do, and I do this a lot, is I do teaching problems. In this case, I'm going to do 3. The next 3 problems I'm going to do with you, then you're going to do the next 3 before class and have them ready to be done, discussed in class. Okay? So number 1 is 5 plus 2 times 4 minus 3. And so we don't have parentheses and we don't have exponents. So now it's either multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. A couple things. I hope that you remember that the dot means multiply. Multiply has a lot of different terms. Multiply could be this x of a time sign. The problem becomes, in algebra, we use x as a variable. We need to find it. So we tend not to use this x anymore for times. We use a dot. So 3 times 4. Sometimes we use parentheses and do 3 times 4. That will indicate multiplication as well. So we have this. And since we have multiplication first, what we're going to do is 2 times 4 is 8. So we've done that math first. And now we just have addition subtraction. So we do it left to right. Whatever comes first, we do. So 5 plus 8 is 13. 13 minus 3 is 10. Guys and girls, this is what I would expect to see on your work paper as well. Working down the ladder, I call it, showing the steps for this. So that's number 1. Number 2. So, 3 times 4 plus 5 times 2. Times, add times. We do our times first. So 3 times 4 is 12, plus 5 times 2 is 10. Sometimes people write the numbers up at the top first to kind of show the math, then show the next step. 12 times 10 is 22. So there's number 2. And lastly, let's do number 3. Okay, this one has some parentheses. So we have to go into parentheses first and do this little world first. And then once we're in parentheses, we have addition and times. So which one do we do first? We do times. 2 times 3 is 6. So in parentheses we have 5 plus 6. So the value inside parentheses is 11. So I can substitute 11 for that parentheses. Now all we have is addition and subtraction. We do it left to right. We do subtraction first, even though it's before addition. So guys and girls, when it's addition and multiplication, subtraction and addition, we just go left to right. We don't do add first, following the PEMDAS strict rule. 32 minus 6 is 26 plus 11. And then we have the wonderful prime number of 37 as our answer. And so that covers the first 3 teaching problems. I've given you some practice problems 4, 5, and 6, which involve division. Please remember this as you go to the next ones. If I gave you this, 20 over 5, don't just think of that as a fraction. That is division. 20 divided by 5 equals 4. Okay? So I've given you some hints as you move on to the next ones. So do the next 3 problems, then you have to do that summary. I've asked you a question that I'd like you to answer in preparation for your next class. Alright, so this is always here for you. You can go back and watch some more of it if you think you need some help on some practice ones. Because if you're struggling in class or struggling on any of the homework, go back in and watch the video again.